Close your eyes. Imagine a time before history. No written words, no towering cities, just the vast wilderness and humanity's first tentative steps. This is our story, the story of civilization's dawn, the story of the Sumerians. Around 5,000 years ago, in a land kissed by the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, a remarkable culture emerged. The Sumerians, history's pioneers, took root in Mesopotamia, the land between rivers. From humble beginnings, they built a civilization that would lay the foundation for all others to come. But who were these enigmatic people? Where did they come from? The answers, shrouded in the mists of time, are a tapestry woven from archaeological discoveries and educated guesses. Join us as we journey back in time to uncover the mysteries of the Sumerian Empire. Our journey begins in the Fertile Crescent, a cradle of civilization nestled between the Persian Gulf and the Mediterranean Sea. Here, in the heart of modern-day Iraq and Kuwait, lay Mesopotamia, a land nourished by the lifeblood of two mighty rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. These rivers, while a source of life, were also unpredictable beasts. Their floods could be devastating, wiping away entire settlements in an instant. But the Sumerians, with their characteristic ingenuity, tamed these rivers, mastering the art of irrigation and transforming Mesopotamia into a land of abundance. This fertile land, rich in alluvial soil deposited by the rivers, proved ideal for agriculture. The Sumerians cultivated barley, wheat, and dates, staples that fueled their burgeoning civilization. With surplus food came population growth, leading to the formation of small villages, the seeds of future city-states. The origins of the Sumerians remain a tantalizing mystery. Their language, unrelated to any known linguistic group, stands alone, a testament to their uniqueness. Some scholars believe they migrated from the east, others from the south, their origins lost to the sands of time. Despite the enigma of their arrival, the Sumerians left an indelible mark on history. They were pioneers in every sense, developing groundbreaking technologies and social structures that laid the groundwork for the world's first cities. Their story is one of resilience, innovation, and an unyielding thirst for knowledge and progress. They faced challenges head-on, transforming adversity into opportunity, their legacy forever etched in the annals of human history. As the Sumerian population grew, so too did their ambitions. Small agricultural villages gradually transformed into bustling city-states, each a center of innovation and governance. These city-states, while independent, shared a common culture, language, and a belief in the Sumerian pantheon of gods. These early cities were more than just collections of houses. They were centers of trade, religion, and governance, each ruled by a powerful priest-king who acted as an intermediary between the gods and the people. Temples, grand ziggurats reaching for the heavens, dominated the cityscapes, signifying the importance of religion in Sumerian life. Competition between city-states, while sometimes leading to conflict, also spurred innovation. Each city-state strived to outdo its neighbors, leading to advancements in architecture, technology, and the arts. This competitive spirit would fuel the Sumerian ascent to greatness. Among these early city-states, one stands out as a shining beacon of Sumerian ingenuity, Uruk. Considered by many to be the world's first true city, Uruk was a testament to the Sumerians' ability to organize, innovate, and create on a grand scale. Enclosed within massive defensive walls, Uruk was a bustling metropolis, its streets teeming with merchants, artisans, and priests. Its most prominent feature was the magnificent ziggurat dedicated to Inannu, the goddess of love and war. This towering structure, a symbol of Uruk's power and piety, dominated the city's skyline, visible for miles around. Uruk's influence extended far beyond its walls. It was a center of trade, its merchants venturing far and wide to exchange goods and ideas. The city's scribes developed a system of writing, cuneiform, to record transactions and preserve their stories, forever altering the course of human history. The Sumerian story is deeply intertwined with the ebb and flow of two mighty rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. These waterways, originating in the highlands of modern-day Turkey, snake their way through the heart of Mesopotamia, bestowing life upon the arid land. Their annual floods, while unpredictable and often destructive, deposited a rich layer of silt across the plains. This fertile alluvium was the lifeblood of Sumerian agriculture, enabling them to cultivate bountiful harvests of barley, wheat, and dates. The rivers also served as vital arteries of trade and communication. Boats laden with goods from timber and stone to pottery and textiles traversed their waters, connecting distant communities and fueling economic growth. The Sumerians, recognizing the river's significance, revered them as deities, their fate inextricably bound to the whims of these watery gods. The unpredictable nature of the Tigris and Euphrates posed a constant challenge to the Sumerians. Floods could be devastating, wiping out entire harvests in a flash. To harness the river's power and mitigate their destructive potential, the Sumerians developed ingenious irrigation systems. Using their ingenuity and understanding of the land, they constructed a network of canals, ditches, and sluices. These intricate systems diverted floodwaters into reservoirs, storing precious water for times of drought and regulating its flow to irrigate their fields. This mastery over water management transformed Mesopotamia into a land of abundance. Surplus food production led to population growth, enabling the Sumerians to establish permanent settlements that would evolve into the world's first cities. Their irrigation systems, a testament to their ingenuity and adaptability, laid the foundation for their civilization to flourish. Imagine a world without written words. No stories to read, no laws to codify, no history to record. This was the world before the Sumerians invented writing, forever changing the course of human history. Their writing system, known as cuneiform, emerged from a practical need to keep track of goods and transactions in their increasingly complex economies. Using a sharpened reed stylus, they imprinted wedge-shaped marks onto soft clay tablets. Cuneiform, initially used for accounting purposes, soon evolved into a sophisticated system capable of expressing abstract thoughts, recording myths and legends, and preserving their rich cultural heritage. Schools were established to teach this new skill, and scribes became an essential part of Sumerian society. Dominating the skyline of every Sumerian city-state were towering structures known as ziggurats. These monumental stepped pyramids, built with millions of mud bricks, were the most prominent features of the urban landscape. Ziggurats served as temples dedicated to the Sumerian pantheon of gods. Each city-state had its patron deity, and the ziggurat served as the god's earthly abode. Priests, who held significant power and influence, conducted elaborate rituals and sacrifices atop these platforms, seeking the gods' favor and guidance. These massive structures, visible for miles around, served as powerful symbols of religious devotion and civic pride. They represented the Sumerians' deep connection to the divine and their belief in the importance of appeasing the gods who controlled their destiny. Among the many Sumerian city-states that emerged in Mesopotamia, Uruk stood out as a beacon of innovation and cultural achievement. Located in southern Mesopotamia, Uruk grew into a sprawling metropolis, its influence extending far beyond its walls. The city's prosperity was due in part to its strategic location on trade routes connecting Mesopotamia to distant lands. Its merchants traded grain, textiles, and pottery for precious metals, timber, and stone, fueling Uruk's economic growth. Uruk was also a center of artistic and intellectual ferment. Craftsmen produced exquisite jewelry, intricate cylinder seals, and stunning mosaics. Scribes working in clay and on stone recorded epic tales and hymns to the gods, preserving their rich oral traditions for posterity. As Uruk's influence began to fade, another city-state, Ur, rose to prominence in the southern region of Mesopotamia. Strategically positioned near the Persian Gulf, Ur had command over vital maritime trade routes, connecting Mesopotamia with the distant lands of the Indus Valley and beyond. Ur's wealth and power were evident in its impressive architecture. The city's massive ziggurat, dedicated to the moon god Nana, was a dominant feature of its skyline, showcasing its grandeur. The bustling harbor of Ur was a hub of activity, where ships from far-off lands arrived, bringing exotic goods that enriched the city even further. The kings of Ur, claiming divine authority, undertook ambitious building projects. They expanded the city's temples, palaces, and defensive walls, solidifying Ur's status as a center of political and religious power. Under their leadership, Ur's influence stretched across a significant portion of southern Mesopotamia, marking it as a true powerhouse of its time. In the Sumerian worldview, kings were not just political figures. They were seen as intermediaries between the gods and their people, embodying the sacred role of priest-kings. These priest-kings carried the immense responsibility of ensuring their subjects' well-being and maintaining harmony between the earthly and divine realms. The authority of the king was believed to be divinely ordained. He led religious ceremonies, oversaw the construction of temples, and ensured that the gods received their offerings. In return for these duties, the gods were thought to bestow blessings upon the land, bringing fertile fields, abundant harvests, and even victories in battle. This close connection between kingship and religion deeply shaped Sumerian society. Temples and priests held significant influence, and religious beliefs were woven into every aspect of life, whether it was government, law, art, or literature. Despite sharing a common culture and language, the Sumerian city-states were fiercely independent. They often engaged in bitter rivalries, competing over land, water rights, and control of trade routes. While these conflicts could be destructive, they also drove innovation, leading to advancements in military technologies and strategies. As some city-states grew in power and ambition, their rulers sought to expand their dominance, resulting in the formation of the first empires. One notable figure was Eannatum of Lagash, who succeeded in conquering several neighboring city-states, uniting them under his rule. However, these early empires were fragile and short-lived. Internal strife, rebellions, and invasions from neighboring peoples ensured that no single city-state could maintain control for very long. Under the rule of its third dynasty, Ur experienced a period of unprecedented prosperity and cultural achievement, truly a golden age. The city, with its strategic location on the Persian Gulf, became a bustling hub for international trade, its wharves alive with ships from distant lands. Ur's wealth was unmistakable, reflected in its grand architecture and the extravagant lifestyles of its elite. The massive ziggurat, dedicated to Nana, the moon god, soared high above the city, a striking testament to Ur's devotion and architectural brilliance. Royal tombs, brimming with exquisite gold and lapis lazuli artifacts, revealed the sheer opulence of the ruling dynasty. This was an era when Sumerian art, literature, and music truly flourished. Scribes working diligently in royal courts and temples composed hymns, lamentations, and epic tales, preserving their rich cultural heritage for generations to come. Sumerian society was meticulously structured, with a clear hierarchy that dictated an individual's rights, privileges, and obligations. At the very top of this social pyramid stood the king, believed to be a divine intermediary between the gods and the people. Just beneath the king were the priests, wielding significant power and influence as interpreters of divine will. Nobles and wealthy merchants followed, occupying the next tier of society. Then came the scribes, artisans, and craftsmen, each playing an essential role in the daily life and progress of Sumerian civilization. The farmers, who made up the majority of the population, worked tirelessly to cultivate the land, producing the agricultural surplus that sustained the thriving urban centers. At the very bottom of the social ladder were the slaves, often prisoners of war or debtors, who performed the most menial and laborious tasks. Religion was at the very heart of Sumerian life, influencing every aspect of their existence. The priests, serving as intermediaries between the gods and the people, held immense power and influence. They were entrusted with maintaining the temples, performing sacred rituals, and interpreting the will of the gods. From a young age, priests received extensive education, mastering the complexities of Sumerian mythology, rituals, and the art of divination. Priests advised kings, interpreted dreams and omens, and worked tirelessly to appease the gods through sacrifices and offerings. The temples, crowned by their towering ziggurats, were not just places of worship but also centers of economic and social activity. These temples owned vast stretches of land, employed countless individuals, and played a pivotal role in trade and commerce, further solidifying the priests' role as both spiritual and societal leaders. The Sumerians believed in a vast pantheon of gods and goddesses, each with their own distinct personalities, powers, and domains. These deities, they thought, controlled the forces of nature, influenced human affairs, and ultimately determined their fate. Anu, the sky god, reigned supreme over the heavens. Enlil, the god of wind and storm, was seen as the creator of humanity and the one who maintained order in the cosmos. Enki, the god of water and wisdom, was known as a trickster deity, celebrated for his cunning and creativity. Inanna, the goddess of love, war, and fertility, was a powerful and complex figure, both a benevolent protector and a fearsome warrior. And then there was Utu, the sun god, who represented justice, truth, and the cycle of life and death. Truly, a rich tapestry of divine figures shaped the Sumerian worldview. Among the many literary treasures left by the Sumerians, the Epic of Gilgamesh stands out as a timeless masterpiece. This epic poem, inscribed on clay tablets over 4,000 years ago, tells the story of Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk, and his quest for immortality. Gilgamesh, who was two-thirds god and one-third human, is portrayed as a powerful but often arrogant ruler who oppresses his people. The gods, hearing the cries of his subjects, create Enkidu, a wild man, to challenge Gilgamesh and teach him humility. Surprisingly, Gilgamesh and Enkidu become unlikely friends. Together, they embark on incredible adventures, battling fearsome monsters and searching for the secret to eternal life. The epic delves into profound themes: friendship, loss, the meaning of life, and the inevitability of death. It's no wonder this story continues to resonate with readers even today. The Sumerians were remarkably inventive, developing groundbreaking technologies that transformed their society and laid the foundation for future civilizations. Their innovations touched nearly every aspect of life: agriculture, transportation, communication, and even warfare. For instance, the invention of the wheel around 3500 BCE revolutionized transportation, making it easier to move goods, people, and even armies. The plow, another Sumerian breakthrough, allowed farmers to cultivate larger areas of land, leading to increased agricultural production. They were also skilled sailors, creating sailboats that enabled them to navigate the rivers and coastal waters of the Persian Gulf. And let's not forget the chariot, a mobile platform for warfare that gave the Sumerians a significant military advantage over their enemies. Their legacy of innovation truly shaped the world as we know it. Trade played such a vital role in Sumerian society, connecting them to distant lands and cultures. Their city-states, strategically located along rivers and trade routes, became bustling centers of commerce, exchanging goods, ideas, and technologies. Sumerian merchants traveling by land and sea traded grain, textiles, pottery, and luxury goods like lapis lazuli and cedarwood. They even established trading colonies in neighboring regions, expanding their economic and cultural influence. Sumerian art and architecture truly reflected their beliefs, values, and worldview. From the monumental ziggurats that dominated their cityscapes to the intricate cylinder seals used to mark ownership, Sumerian art was both sophisticated and expressive. Cylinder seals, these small stone cylinders engraved with intricate designs, were used to roll impressions onto clay tablets, serving as signatures or decorative elements. These seals depicted a wide range of subjects, everything from mythological scenes and religious rituals to everyday life and animal motifs. Sumerian statues, often carved from stone or cast in bronze, portrayed rulers, priests, and deities. These figures, with their large eyes and stylized features, conveyed a sense of piety, authority, and even an otherworldly presence. Music played an integral role in Sumerian culture, accompanying religious ceremonies, festivals, banquets, and even work. The Sumerians played a variety of instruments, including lyres, harps, flutes, drums, and cymbals. Archaeologists have unearthed numerous depictions of musicians and musical instruments in Sumerian art, offering fascinating insights into their musical practices. Clay tablets inscribed with musical notations give us tantalizing glimpses into the melodies and rhythms of their time. Music wasn't just entertainment, it was a form of religious expression, social commentary, and storytelling. It was an essential part of Sumerian life, enriching their rituals, celebrations, and everyday experiences. The Sumerians were keen observers of the natural world, developing sophisticated systems of astronomy, mathematics, and timekeeping. Their observations of the heavens led to the development of a lunar calendar, which formed the basis for later Babylonian and Hebrew calendars. The Sumerians used a sexagesimal number system based on the number 60, which proved highly adaptable for astronomical calculations and timekeeping. They divided the day into 24 hours, each hour into 60 minutes, and each minute into 60 seconds, a system still in use today. Their mathematical knowledge extended to geometry, algebra, and even quadratic equations. They used these skills for surveying land, constructing buildings, and managing their complex irrigation systems. The Sumerian city-states, for all their brilliance and innovation, were often plagued by internal conflicts. This vulnerability, a chink in their armor, left them exposed to external threats. Enter Sargon of Akkad, a figure shrouded in legend, a warrior king destined to change the course of Mesopotamian history. Sargon, a cunning strategist and ambitious ruler, united the Akkadian-speaking peoples of northern Mesopotamia under his banner. His armies, armed with advanced weaponry and driven by a hunger for conquest, swept southwards like a storm engulfing the Sumerian heartland. City after city fell before Sargon's might. Uruk, once a symbol of Sumerian power, was sacked. Even Ur, the southern powerhouse, succumbed to the Akkadian onslaught. Sargon's victory marked the end of Sumerian political dominance, their city-states now mere provinces within a vast Akkadian empire. The Akkadian Empire, forged in the fires of conquest, proved to be a fleeting dominion. Internal strife, rebellions, and a new wave of invaders chipped away at Sargon's legacy, weakening the empire's grip on Mesopotamia. From the Zagros Mountains, a rugged and unforgiving landscape, emerged the Gutians, a people with a reputation for ferocity. Little is known about their origins or culture, but their impact on Mesopotamia was undeniable. They swept through the land, toppling the weakened Akkadian regime and ushering in a period of chaos and instability. The Gutian Interlude, as it came to be known, was a time of disruption and decline. Sumerian culture, though suppressed, endured in pockets, its embers waiting for a chance to reignite. The Gutians, lacking the administrative prowess of the Akkadians, struggled to maintain control over their vast territories, their rule marked by brutality and oppression. The Gutian grip on Mesopotamia, though oppressive, proved to be short-lived. From the ashes of Akkadian dominance and Gutian turmoil, a new Sumerian power emerged, a beacon of hope for a people yearning for stability and a return to their former glory. Ur-Nammu, a charismatic leader from the city of Ur, rose to challenge the Gutian overlords. Uniting the Sumerian city-states under his banner, he waged a war of liberation, driving the Gutians back into the mountains from whence they came. With the Gutians vanquished, Ur-Nammu established the so-called Third Dynasty of Ur, a period of resurgence for Sumerian culture and power. He embarked on ambitious building projects, restoring temples, codifying laws, and strengthening Ur's economic and military might. For a time it seemed as if the Sumerian spirit had been rekindled, their civilization poised for a second golden age. The Third Dynasty of Ur, though a period of renewed prosperity, proved to be a fleeting renaissance, a last gasp of Sumerian brilliance before the final curtain fell. A confluence of factors, both internal and external, conspired to bring about their ultimate demise. Recent archaeological and climatological evidence suggests that a prolonged period of drought gripped Mesopotamia around 2200 BCE. The Tigris and Euphrates, lifelines of Sumerian civilization, dwindled to a trickle. Crops failed, famine stalked the land, and the delicate balance between humanity and nature tipped precariously. The effects of this ecological disaster were catastrophic. As if the specter of ecological collapse wasn't enough, the Sumerian city-states, weakened and desperate, reverted to their old ways, engaging in bitter conflicts over dwindling resources. The spirit of cooperation, fostered during Ur-Nammu's reign, evaporated in the face of survival. City-states, once united under the banner of Ur, turned on each other, their armies clashing over control of fertile land, access to water, and dwindling trade routes. These internecine conflicts further drained their already depleted resources, leaving them vulnerable to external threats. The kings of Ur, struggling to maintain order and facing pressure from within and without, found themselves increasingly isolated. Their once mighty empire, weakened by drought, famine, and internal strife, teetered on the brink of collapse. As the Sumerian world unraveled, a new group of people, the Amorites, gradually infiltrated Mesopotamia. These semi-nomadic pastoralists, originally from the Syrian desert, were drawn to the region by the promise of fertile land and the allure of Sumerian wealth. Initially, the Amorites were integrated into Sumerian society as laborers, soldiers, and even officials. However, as their numbers grew and the power of Ur waned, they began to assert their own independence, establishing their own dynasties and challenging Sumerian authority. The Amorites, unlike the Akkadians or Gutians, didn't storm Mesopotamia in a wave of conquest. Their rise was more subtle, a gradual infiltration that eroded Sumerian control from within. From the ashes of the Sumerian world, a new power emerged in Mesopotamia, Babylon. Located in a strategically important position on the Euphrates River, Babylon, under the rule of ambitious Amorite kings, rose to prominence, eclipsing the fading glory of Ur. One such king, Hammurabi, proved to be a shrewd diplomat and a ruthless conqueror. He united the disparate city-states of Mesopotamia under his banner, establishing the First Babylonian Empire, a dominion that stretched from the Persian Gulf to the Mediterranean Sea. Hammurabi, recognizing the importance of law and order, codified a comprehensive legal code known as the Code of Hammurabi. By 1750 BCE, Sumerian culture, once the dominant force in Mesopotamia, had faded into the annals of history. The Sumerian language, no longer spoken, survived only in scholarly and religious texts. Their city-states, once vibrant centers of innovation, lay in ruins, buried beneath the sands of time. But the Sumerian spirit, their indomitable will to innovate, to create, to build, lived on. Their inventions, from the wheel and the plow to writing and mathematics, became the building blocks of later civilizations, their influence rippling through time. The Babylonians, who succeeded the Sumerians as masters of Mesopotamia, inherited much of their culture, language, and technology. The Code of Hammurabi, for example, drew heavily on earlier Sumerian legal traditions. The Epic of Gilgamesh, a testament to Sumerian literary genius, continued to be copied, translated, and cherished by later generations. The Sumerian cities may lie silent beneath the sands of time, their once bustling streets now hushed whispers of a bygone era, but their legacy resonates through the millennia, a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and the interconnectedness of civilizations. Like the sturdy clay tablets upon which they etched their stories, the Sumerian mark on history remains indelible, a foundation upon which subsequent cultures built their own grand narratives. We see their echoes in the towering structures of later Mesopotamian empires, from the majestic hanging gardens of Babylon to the imposing palaces of the Assyrians, all owing a debt to the architectural pioneers who first dared to dream in brick and mortar, reaching for the heavens with their ziggurats. The very concept of the city, a melting pot of cultures, a hub of commerce and innovation, a testament to humanity's ability to organize and aspire, finds its roots in the heart of Mesopotamia, where, 5,000 years ago, the Sumerians laid the first bricks of urban life, their legacy forever woven into the fabric of human civilization. Their story is a reminder that even the grandest of empires eventually crumble, but the seeds of their creativity can take root and blossom anew in unexpected corners of history. Perhaps the most profound gift bestowed upon humanity by the Sumerians was the gift of writing. Before cuneiform, knowledge was ephemeral, passed down orally from generation to generation, vulnerable to the distortions of memory and the fragility of human life. With the advent of writing, thoughts, stories, and even complex ideas could be captured, preserved, and transmitted across time and space, democratizing knowledge and fueling the engine of human progress. Imagine a world devoid of written language, no books to enlighten, no historical records to guide us, no love letters to cherish. The Sumerians, with their ingenious system of wedge-shaped marks impressed upon clay, unlocked a new realm of human potential, paving the way for literature, law, history, and countless other fields of human endeavor that rely on the written word. From the clay tablets of Sumer, writing spread like wildfire, adapted and refined by subsequent civilizations, each adding their own unique flourishes to the Sumerian foundation. Before the Sumerians, human settlements were largely defined by their rural character. Small, scattered communities dependent on agriculture and vulnerable to the whims of nature dotted the landscape. The Sumerians, with their characteristic ingenuity and ambition, dared to dream of a different kind of existence, one where people came together not just to survive, but to thrive, to create, to build something greater than themselves. Thus, the city was born. Not merely a collection of dwellings, but a complex organism, a hub of trade and commerce, a center of learning and religion, a melting pot of cultures and ideas, a testament to human collaboration and aspiration. The Sumerian city-states, with their towering ziggurats, bustling marketplaces, and intricate systems of governance, laid the groundwork for the urban centers that would define human civilization for millennia to come. From the ancient metropolises of Mesopotamia to the sprawling megacities of the modern world, the Sumerian legacy endures. Section 4. A Celestial Legacy, Astronomy and the Calendar. The Sumerians, ever curious and observant, didn't limit their gaze to the earthly realm. They looked up, towards the celestial tapestry, seeking answers to life's mysteries and the movements of stars and planets. Their meticulous observations, recorded on clay tablets, laid the groundwork for the science of astronomy, a field of study that continues to captivate and inspire us today. Recognizing the cyclical nature of celestial events, the Sumerians developed a sophisticated lunar calendar, a tool for predicting seasons, tracking time, and regulating agricultural cycles. Their calendar, a testament to their understanding of celestial mechanics, formed the basis for later Babylonian and Hebrew calendars, its influence rippling through time, shaping our own understanding of timekeeping. The Sumerian fascination with the cosmos, their desire to comprehend the vastness of the universe, continues to resonate with humanity's ongoing quest to explore the heavens, to push the boundaries of knowledge, to seek our place in the grand cosmic scheme. Section 5. Mathematical Foundations, the Power of 60. The Sumerians, driven by a practical need to manage their complex society, developed a sophisticated system of mathematics that continues to influence our lives today. Their adoption of a base 60 or sexagesimal system, a departure from the more common base 10 system, proved to be a stroke of genius, its elegance and adaptability influencing fields as diverse as astronomy, timekeeping, and geometry. We see the enduring legacy of Sumerian mathematics in the way we measure time, 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, a system inherited from their ancient calculations. The 360 degrees of a circle, a fundamental concept in geometry, also find their roots in the Sumerian sexagesimal system, a testament to the enduring power of their mathematical innovations. The Sumerians, masters of innovation, were also gifted storytellers, their myths and legends capturing the human experience with profound insight and enduring resonance. Among their literary treasures, the Epic of Gilgamesh stands as a shining beacon, a timeless tale that continues to captivate and move readers thousands of years after its creation. The story of Gilgamesh, a king grappling with his mortality, his friendship with the wild man Enkidu, and his quest for eternal life, transcends its ancient origins, exploring universal themes of love, loss, the meaning of life, and the inevitability of death. It's a story that has been told and retold throughout history, inspiring countless adaptations, interpretations, and artistic expressions. Gilgamesh's journey, a metaphor for the human condition, reminds us that even in the face of our own mortality, we can strive for greatness, for connection, for a legacy that will outlive us. The Sumerians, faced with the challenges of organizing increasingly complex societies, had to develop systems of governance that could maintain order, resolve disputes, and ensure the well-being of their citizens. Their innovations in law, kingship, and social organization laid the groundwork for later Mesopotamian empires and influenced the development of legal and political systems for centuries to come. The Code of Hammurabi, though attributed to a Babylonian king, drew heavily on earlier Sumerian legal traditions. This comprehensive code, inscribed on a massive stone stele, addressed a wide range of issues, from trade and property rights to family law and criminal justice, reflecting a sophisticated understanding of social order and the importance of a just and equitable society. The Sumerian concept of kingship, with its emphasis on the ruler's role as a divine intermediary responsible for the well-being of their people, set a precedent for the relationship between rulers and the ruled that would resonate throughout history. The Sumerian civilization, though eventually eclipsed by its successors, didn't simply vanish from the stage of history. Its cultural DNA, its innovations, its stories, and its very spirit lived on, absorbed and adapted by the empires that rose to prominence in Mesopotamia and beyond. The Akkadians, who conquered the Sumerian city-states, adopted much of their culture, including their language, religion, and artistic motifs. The Babylonians, heirs to the Akkadian legacy, further developed Sumerian legal traditions, astronomical knowledge, and literary achievements, carrying the torch of Sumerian civilization forward. The Assyrians, known for their military prowess and administrative efficiency, built upon the Sumerian foundations of urban planning, writing, and governance. Even the Persians, who ultimately conquered the entirety of Mesopotamia, incorporated elements of Sumerian culture into their vast empire, a testament to the enduring influence of this ancient civilization. Our journey through time, back to the dawn of civilization, has taken us to the heart of Mesopotamia, where, 5,000 years ago, the Sumerians, a people of remarkable ingenuity and resilience, laid the first bricks of urban life, invented writing, developed sophisticated systems of mathematics and astronomy, and created enduring works of art and literature. Their story is a testament to the boundless potential of the human spirit, our capacity for innovation, our desire to understand the world around us, and our ability to leave an indelible mark on history. Though their civilization ultimately succumbed to the forces of time, their legacy lives on, woven into the very fabric of human civilization. As we stand on the shoulders of giants, beneficiaries of their ingenuity and creativity, we are reminded that we too are part of this ongoing story, this grand narrative of human progress. The Sumerian saga challenges us to embrace our own potential, to push the boundaries of knowledge, to leave a positive legacy for future generations, and to never forget the debt we owe to those who came before us, those who dared to dream and build in the face of adversity, shaping the world we inherit today.